Hello, welcome to everybody to my online biology class. Myself, Dr. Devobrata Mukherjee, PGT Biology, KV number 1, Kachrapada, Kolkata region. Today, I shall explain fertilization and implantation. On the onset of the class, we should know the which topic we will cover today. Today, I will study the fertilization, zygote formation, cleavage, blastomere, trophoblast, inner cell mass, and implantation. So, the I am just showing you some of the links of the YouTube videos. Here, if you click on the links, you will get different videos on the relevant related topic for enhancing your knowledge. So, the next we should know about the fertilization. What the term fertilization is exactly. Everybody knows the process of fusion of sperm with an ovum is called fertilization. And when does it take place? The fertilization takes place during the process of the coitus. Exactly what is the coitus? We know the coitus means copulation. When does the copulation this been taking place? During the time of this been during the time of the copulation, there is the process of insemination. Insemination means during the copulation or the coitus, semen is released by the penis into the vagina. So, what happens about these sperms? Are they stationary or the sperms motile? Yes, sperms are motile. How do they move? The motile sperms swim rapidly and they pass through the cervix, enter into the uterus, and finally reach the isthmus and the ampullary isthmus junction of the fallopian tube. All parts I have marked here. And then what happens? At the same time, when the sperms are been reaching the ampullary isthmic junction, just at the same time from the ovum, the ovary, the ovum is being released and it is passing through the fallopian tube, subsequently reaching the ampulla and ultimately reaching the ampulla isthmatic junction, the part which I have marked here. Here, at the same time, sperm will also be in reaching, and when the sperm will reach here, at the time we should say that there is the if the at the same time sperm and ovum both are reaching into the ampullary isthmic junction, then the successful fertilization takes place. Here I have drawn a sketch for you to make the concept clear that the couples of million of sperms are there but only ovum is there only one. So what happens exactly for the successful fertilization? Are all the sperms will fertilize one ovum or only one sperm will fertilize one ovum? So the answer is exactly for the successful fertilization always one sperm will fertilize only one ovum. So what happens exactly? The strongest and fastest sperm will able to invade the ovum, then the successful fertilization takes place, which is being leading to the pregnancy. Here I have shown you a picture of the ovum just at the time of the fertilization, which is surrounded by few sperms in the ampullary isthmic junction. Here you just follow. I have marked here the one ovum at the center. It is been surrounded by the corona radiator cell. Then the zona pellucida are there, and the only one sperm will invade the wall of a ovum and the plasma membrane, that will invade the corona radiata and the plasma membrane and go inside, and immediately zona pellucida cells encircling change their structure, does not allow the other unsuccessful sperms to go inside. In this way, a barrier has been made. Now, about the process of a fertilization. Exactly, one sperm has invade the ovum. Which part of a sperm? We know sperm head having acrosome. Acrosome will go inside the ovum first, and it has some enzymes are there which has been released. As the acrosome go inside the ovum, there was the secondary oocyte was present in the ovum, and secondary oocyte will complete its second meiotic division and form the oocyte. It will form the oocyte and the oocyte and a secondary polar body. So the secondary polar body will disintegrate, and oocyte is actually the haploid ovum. Here you see this very picture where we have been would like to indicate that many sperms are there, but one ovum at the center, and the only one sperm is able to invade the ovum. So now what happens about the fertilization? Just after the oocyte formation, haploid oocyte or haploid ovum that will be fertilized by the haploid nucleus of the sperm head. As a result, the ultimately a diploid zygote is formed. And you say now, how many chromosomes are there in the zygote? Obviously, there is a diploid number of the chromosomes are there. Now the question about the how does the sex of a baby has been decided at zygote stage itself. We know it very well. The chromosome pattern in the human female is XX and that male is XY. All the haploid gametes produced by the female, that is ova, have sex chromosome X, whereas the male gamete produces sex chromosome either X and Y. So ultimately, to determine the sex, what happens? When the two eggs are meeting together, so the zygote will be female, and one X, one Y will meet together, zygote will be male. Here I have shown you the sex determination one sketch. But the important uh, question is there, the what happens about the ovum after the fertilization. After the fertilization, zygote is formed. So the ovum, that means after fertilization, that will be transported and ultimately that will change into the growing embryo. How does it been taking place? That is shown in the picture. Here exactly the actually the ovum which has been released after the fertilization, that will be the 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell, 16 cell number is increasing gradually. Here you see much more clear picture, 2 cell, 4 cell, 8, 8 cell, 16 cell, like this increasing. This process of cell division is said to be the cleavage. Exactly, this is called cleavage. And the 2, 4, 8 and 16 daughter cells are called blastomeres. Here I am showing you the structure of the blastomeres. And out of that, 8 to 16 number cell is called the morula. This morula exactly the develops into blastocyst, which is very important. Here I have shown you the structure of the blastocyst. What happens in case of a blastocyst? Mind it, always been remember that the processes are taking place when the zygote is moving from the smut to the uterine wall. During this movement, the cell division is to be going on. So the blastocyst, when this is formed, so the outermost layer of a blastocyst having, it is said to be the trophoblast. Outermost layer of blastocyst is called the trophoblast, and inner cell mass is inside cluster of cells, and then the trophoblast is attached to the endometrium lining of the uterus, and inner cell mass changes into the develops into an embryo. So, and the trophoblast will be completely surrounded by the endometrium lining of the uterine wall, and ultimately inner cell mass changes into embryo. This process of attachment of the blastocyst encircling trophoblast to the endometrium lining, this very process is said to be the implantation, which I have shown you, and ultimately the implantation is being leading to the ultimately the pregnancy. So after the pregnancy, what happens, that I will be discussing in my last class. That will be the pregnancy and embryonic development. After pregnancy, here I am showing you the embryos are developed. So that will be the topic of the next class. But now you must see the assignment. You solve the answers. It is your assignment work. Questions: what is fertilization? Where does it take place? How are oocyte and second polar body formed? What is cleavage? How are blastomeres formed? And draw a level diagram of a blastocyst. Next, the acknowledgement. I have been displayed here different websites, links which I have used. I have displayed here the references and the name of the various books which I have gone through. I am also displaying you YouTube links and simultaneously the references. Again, I am showing you YouTube links. So, in the next class, we shall meet again and to discuss about pregnancy and embryonic development. That's all about today's class. Thank you.